Hey, how you doing today, folks? In this video, it's going to be my final breakdown of the plot leak. We have finally made it to the end, and I've been saving the dragon pit scene for last. So in this video, that's what I'm going to talk about. But don't worry, if new information comes out that continues to confirm or even discredit the plot leak, I'm still going to report on that stuff as soon as possible. As soon as like some big news comes out on Twitter, I like to make a video immediately and try to be the first one to put it out. But sometimes, of course, I'm not able to do that because I do still work a full-time job. But I want to start plowing through the rewatch breakdowns that I've been doing. I need to get all 6 seasons done before season 7 starts, obviously. So I'm going to start doing several of those each week. So look out for that. I hope you guys enjoy those. Those videos take the longest to make. It takes like 4 or 5 hours just to properly make one of those videos. So I hope you guys like it. I'm glad you guys have been watching it. I appreciate all the positive feedback on those videos. So I'm definitely going to continue to do that. But anyways, let's move forward, and I'm going to read the entire Dragon Pit scene, then go back and break down each section like I always do. So let's get started, guys. Okay, it says Dragon Pit scene, and it's unsure of the chronology and basically which order it should go in. But it says later in the season, there will be a scene at a dragon pit with almost the entire cast of the show. There will be a parlay between Cersei and Dany, allowing them all to meet at said dragon pit. Jon brings the wight he captured in order to show all the lords of the danger facing Westeros. Cersei orders the mountain to kill the wight, which he cannot do, even after cutting it into little pieces. Jon explains that only dragonglass can kill these zombies. Cersei responds that she will certainly send help to Jon, but later in private she tells Jaime she was lying, of course. She explains she welcomes the coming of the zombie horde so they can take out her enemies. Jaime is disgusted by this and leaves her to ride north. Okay, so this is definitely a very interesting episode. More specifically, a pretty damn interesting scene. So let's go back through this and I'll start discussing it. Tell me what you guys think about this stuff. Alright, it says, later in the season, there will be a scene at a dragon pit with almost the entire cast of the show. There will be a parlay between Cersei and Dany, allowing them all to meet at the dragon pit. Now, according to the reports I have seen, this seems like it is absolutely going to happen. The list of characters that will be there during this scene have already been revealed, which I did report on in a previous video, but I will go over them again real quick just in case you are new here and haven't seen all my other videos. And I must say, guys, the list of characters that will be there for this scene is pretty damn impressive. Whether you like this scene or not, I think it will be fun to see all these people together for the first time. I personally can't wait to see how it actually all goes down. But anyways, the characters that will be at this dragon pit scene are Cersei Lannister, Jaime Lannister, Qyburn, Gregor Clegane, Bronn, Euron Greyjoy, Daenerys Targaryen, Tyrion Lannister, Ser Jorah Mormont, Missandei, Varys, Theon, Jon Snow, Sir Davos Seaworth, Brienne of Tarth, Podrick, and Sandor Clegane. That's pretty damn crazy. I think the tension during this scene is going to be so damn high. I wouldn't be surprised to see a huge fight break out here, where swords are drawn and someone dies. To have this many characters in the same place at once, many of whom are already trying to kill each other, is just asking for trouble. Daenerys wants the throne so bad, I'm surprised she would even parlay with Cersei at all. We already know Daenerys is going to wipe out the Lannister forces at Highgarden, including the Tarleys, so depending on who Cersei has left to support her, Daenerys should just force her to give up the throne or sentence her to death. I wouldn't even give Cersei the benefit of having a parlay. But that's just my opinion. I don't play as nice as everyone else. But what's also interesting is Theon and Euron being here could be pretty damn crazy as well. Euron wants him dead, and according to the leak, he will have captured Yara by this point. So I can't wait to see the looks everyone's going to be giving each other at this scene. You're going to be able to cut the tension with a knife. And Theon's probably going to have to hide behind Daenerys so he doesn't get his ass kicked again. How crazy would it be if Theon went up to Jon during this scene and said, I met with Lady Catelyn and your brother at the Weirwood Tree back in Winterfell. And Lady Catelyn said the Lannisters are responsible for Bran falling from the tower. that led him to being in a coma and ultimately paralyzed for the rest of his life. I think it would be pretty damn hard for Jon to keep his composure after that, especially after the way Jaime talked to Jon when they first met. He basically punked Jon out for never using his sword in combat. So I could see Jon wanting to prove to Jaime just what he can do with his sword these days, especially after what he did to his little brother. And with Jon and Jaime being here in the same scene, I expect the tension to be very, very high. I'm going to be sitting on the edge of my seat watching this scene. And I know I said in a previous video that the Clegane Bowl will never happen, but with both the Cleganes being at the same place at the same time, I wouldn't rule it out now. Plus, D&D love giving people fan service, so don't be shocked if we end up seeing it still. What a perfect place for it to happen. The Dragon Pit looks like a gladiator's coliseum, so I can't think of a better place for these brothers to go Cain and Abel and kill one another. And I don't mean to ramble and get off course of the leak, but I get excited knowing all these characters are going to be at the same place at the same time. Thinking of all the possible scenarios that could happen during this scene is pretty fun to speculate. So other than what the leak says will happen here, give me some of your ideas of some different things that can happen with all these characters together. Several photos already came out right before they shot this scene, or I'm not even sure if they shot the scene yet, but as they're leading up to this Dragon Pit scene, a ton of the characters already arrived, and fans got pictures of a good bit of the characters that are reported to be at this scene. So we know they were at this location. So I would bet my money we will see this go down. At least some of the characters will be there. Some of them might not be accurate, but I'd say we will probably see 80% of these characters there, if not more. But enough of me speculating with this part, let's move on. It also says this is when Jon brings the white he captured in order to show all the lords of the danger facing Westeros. And I'll be honest with you, initially I thought, what is the point of this? Jon wanted to prove it to Daenerys. And after she comes and attempts to rescue him with her dragons, which is when the Night's King is supposed to take one of her dragons, what would be the point of him still wanting to capture one of these whites? He would no longer need to prove to Dany of the threat since she showed up and saw it firsthand. But I guess I can understand Jon still wanting to show other lords. That way he can get as much support as possible, especially now that the Night's King may have a dragon on his damn team. But I still wonder how the hell Jon got the white back out of there. How did he get the white south of the wall? The report says he was damn near killed, and if it wasn't for his uncle Benjen showing up, Jon probably would have been killed. So I wonder how he was able to get away with the white when he has to abort the mission abruptly. It says Benjen sends him off on his horse, badly wounded, and I highly doubt Jon has the white riding on the back of the horse with him, and I know one of Daenerys' dragons isn't going to let a damn white get on its back. So I'm going to say again, the only way I see Jon getting this white out of there is by tying it up and dragging it behind his horse in the snow. At least until he can put some distance between him and the Night's King. But if you guys think of any other way he is going to get this white out of there alone, please tell me how, because I have been thinking about this. And dragging it behind the horse is the only logical way I could see him doing this quickly. We know that the team Jon goes north with will already be gone, rescued by Daenerys, which makes it seem like Jon is left behind, only to be saved by his uncle Benjen. So I'm only guessing here, but I think that means Jon runs off with the white by himself. But I could be wrong, so let me know how you see that playing out. But let's move on. It says Cersei orders the Mountain to kill the white, which he cannot do, even after cutting it to pieces. Jon explains the only way to kill them is with dragonglass. Now that's kind of interesting. I wonder why Jon would say that, though. We know they can be killed in other ways, which Jon has done when he burnt the white up that attacked Lord Commander Mormont. So I wonder why he is holding something back here. You think he's doing it for some reason? Or do you think he's only bringing up the dragonglass that way he can get some more help to mine it, basically? What do you guys think about this part? Does it all still sound like horseshit to you guys? This is kind of a strange scene. Let me know what you think about that. But also, there was reports of a scene being filmed on Dragonstone in a cave near the beach. The reports have said that that is where Daenerys' throne room is on Dragonstone. But someone said that they could also be filming a dragonglass scene in the cave. That maybe Jon tells Daenerys about all the dragonglass on the island then Danny takes him to the cave to show him where it is. I think that could be a pretty cool scene. Imagine if Jon and Davos go down there and there's just mountains of dragon glass, like enough to make weapons for every man, woman, and child. That would definitely even the odds a bit, don't you think? And personally, I hope Jon is able to get some while he's there, and not just a satchel full, but I hope he is able to get like a whole boat full of dragon glass. But anyways, the last part of this scene says, Cersei responds that she will certainly help Jon, but later in private she tells Jaime she was lying. She explains she welcomes the coming of the zombies so they can take out her enemies. And Jaime is disgusted by this and leaves her to ride north. So now Jaime is finally disgusted with her, huh? Disgusted enough to leave her. Well, it's about damn time, Jaime. I know love is blind, but Jesus Christ, you've been supporting a complete psycho for quite some time now. You should have left a long time ago, brother. And I know, guys, most of you hate Jaime with a passion, and rightfully so. He has done the Starks wrong in so many ways he should already be dead. I completely agree. But personally, I like his character on a show. I don't love his actions, but I love his acting. I think he does a hell of a job, so I am curious to see how his story actually ends. But what a bitch Cersei is, telling Jon you're going to help him just to get him to leave, basically. Cersei is completely blinded by her hunger for power, that she doesn't even realize or care about the major mistake she is making right now. Does she not realize that the more people these zombies kill, the bigger their army gets? And does she think after the Night's King takes out the North that he is just going to stop there? Oh, no, Cersei, your ass is next. But how crazy would it be if Cersei ended up becoming the Night's Queen? She might as well already be. She's only concerned with her own life at this point. With her children gone, she doesn't care who lives or dies, other than herself. And she's going to back herself into a corner that she can't get out of. And treating people the way she does, she will no longer have any allies or anyone to protect her at all. Jaime would die for Cersei, but once he leaves, the Mountain's going to be really the only one she can trust. The Mountain and Qyburn, but he can't fight anybody. But Cersei, she would actually be a good fit for the Night's King. That bitch deserves someone as cold as her. But when Jaime leaves to go north, where do you think he's going to go? There is no way he can think he can go to Winterfell, does he? He knows Bran survived the fall, so if I were Jaime, I would only assume he would remember I was the one who pushed him, especially when Bran sees his face again. I bet when Bran sees Jaime's face again, it's probably going to hit him like a shockwave. And Bran's probably going to think, holy shit, you're the son of a bitch that pushed me out the damn window. And there would be nothing stopping Jon from killing Jaime. Jon loves Bran and would do anything to protect him. And if Bran asked him, I believe Jon would execute Jaime. Unless something happens that puts Jon in a position to where he needs Jaime for some reason. Maybe Jaime heads north to find Brienne. Brienne would probably vouch for Jaime, saying he has changed, he can be trusted, he is a good guy with honor, he killed the Mad King for a reason, yada yada yada. But I don't know if that would be enough for any of the Starks to forgive him. Even though Bran lived, Jaime's intentions were to kill him, and for that, you cannot be forgiven, in my opinion. So tell me what you guys think Jaime could be doing north. Where would he go? Walder Frey is dead, so he probably won't be going back there for any more dinners. Tell me what you guys think of all this. Do you like this scene, or do you hate it? Do you think we will actually see all these characters at the Dragon Pit, or is all of this complete fan fiction to you still? What I really want your input on is what else you think could be happening at the Dragon Pit. What kind of conversations do you think we could hear with all these different characters there at once? Many of them being enemies, wanting to kill each other. Besides Jon showing them the white, what else do you think could be taken care of during this scene? I'm very curious myself. But there's one more thing I want to ask you guys. Someone asked me a question in the comment section yesterday, and I couldn't give a good enough answer because honestly I can't remember how all of the legitimization works. So if you can answer this for her better than I could, please. Basically, and I'll even post the comment so you can read it yourself, but Gloria Brown asked, if you are born a bastard, like Jon Snow, you are given the bastard surname. like Snow, depending on, where you were raised, if you are lucky enough to be recognized. Now, let's use Jon as an example. If Jon gets married, what surname would his child have? The child would not be a bastard, so you can't call him Snow, can you? So what would the last name be? Basically, if Jon and Daenerys get married, and Jon is still unaware of his birthrights and still goes by the name Jon Snow, if they would have a kid, what last name would he give the kid? I'm still thinking the kid's last name would be Snow, but that might not be right. My memory's a little foggy on how all that works. So if you know the legitimate answer, please comment below so Gloria will know, and me too, because I am kind of curious. So thank you guys. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, how you doing today, folks? In this video, it's going to be my final breakdown of the plot leak. We have finally made it to the end, and I've been saving the dragon pit scene for last. So in this video, that's what I'm going to talk about. But don't worry, if new information comes out that continues to confirm or even discredit the plot leak, I'm still going to report on that stuff as soon as possible. As soon as like some big news go in. But it says later in the season, there will be a scene at a dragon pit with almost the entire cast of the show. There will be a parlay between Cersei and Dany, allowing them all to meet at said dragon pit. Jon brings the white he captured in order to show all the lords of the danger facing Westeros. Cersei orders the mountain to kill the white, which he cannot do, even after cutting it into little pieces. Jon explains that only dragonglass can kill these zombies. Cersei responds that she will certainly send help to Jon, but later in private she tells Jaime she was lying, of course. She explains she welcomes the coming of the zombie horde so they can take out her enemies. Jaime is disgusted by this and leaves her to ride north. Okay, so this is definitely a very interesting episode. Properly make one of those videos, so I hope you guys like it. I'm glad you guys have been watching it. I appreciate all the positive feedback on those videos. So I'm definitely going to continue to do that. But anyways, let's move forward, and I'm going to read the entire dragon pit scene, then go back and break down each section like I always do. So let's get started, guys. Okay, it says dragon pit scene, and it's unsure of the chronology and basically which order it should. This comes out on Twitter. I like to make a video immediately and try to be the first one to put it out. But sometimes, of course, I'm not able to do that because I do still work a full-time job. But I want to start plowing through the rewatch breakdowns that I've been doing. I need to get all 6 seasons done before season 7 starts, obviously. So I'm going to start doing several of those each week. So look out for that. I hope you guys enjoy those. Those videos take the longest to make. It takes like 4 or 5 hours just to